On April 12, 1944, Richard Bong shot down his 26th and 27th Japanese planes, making him the United States pilot with the highest number of aerial victories of all time, surpassing the previous record held by Eddie Rickenbacker with 26 victories. Richard Bong is one of the most famous fighter pilots in the history of the United States Air Force during World War II. He is known as America's Ace of Aces for achieving 40 aerial victories during the war, making him the most successful fighter pilot in US military history. In this video, we will discuss the extraordinary career of one of the best pilots the United States has ever had, especially during the World War II era, Richard Bong. Richard Ira Bong was born on September 24, 1920 in Poplar, Wisconsin, USA. He was the eldest of 9 siblings in a farming family. From a young age, Bong showed great interest in aviation, inspired by the airmail planes flying over his family's farm. After graduating from Poplar High School, he continued his education at Superior State Teachers College and also enrolled in the civilian pilot training program, taking private flight lessons to pursue his passion for aviation. Bong joined the Army Air Corps on May 29, 1941. After joining the military, Bong began to master the AT-6 aircraft and then continued his training with various other types of aircraft. During his training, Bong was described as a very intelligent student who had already shown his talent as a pilot. 1 month after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor and America's entry into World War II, Richard Bong earned his pilot wings on January 9, 1942, and was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Army Air Forces Reserve. After receiving this commission, he began working as an armament instructor at Luke Field, Arizona, before finally being transferred to Hamilton Field near San Francisco, where he continued intensive training with the Lockheed P-38 Lightning, which later became his main aircraft. Because of his extraordinary talent as a pilot, in September 1942, Lieutenant Richard Bong was selected by General Kenny under his command as one of 50 fighter pilots sent to Australia. Bong was assigned to the 9th Fighter Squadron of the 49th Fighter Group, nicknamed the Flying Knights. Lieutenant Bong began his first tour in Papua New Guinea in September 1942 as a member of the 49th Fighter Squadron, flying the P-38 Lightning. Lieutenant Richard Bong achieved his first aerial victory on September 27th when he and several others fought against Japanese aircraft near Buna, New Guinea. He shot down 2 Japanese planes and was awarded the Silver Star for his actions. A few months later, on January 7, 1943, Bong's squadron attacked a Japanese convoy bringing troop reinforcements to New Guinea. On that occasion, Bong again managed to shoot down 2 enemy planes, and the next day, he once again increased his victories by shooting down another Japanese plane. Within 2 weeks, Bong shot down 5 enemy planes, earning him the Distinguished Flying Cross and the official title of Ace. Richard Bong's career in military aviation did not stop there. Throughout 1943, Bong's role as a fighter pilot continued on the battlefields of the Asia-Pacific. In March 1943, the American and Australian Air Forces attacked Japanese transport and destroyer ships carrying nearly 7,000 reinforcements to New Guinea during the Battle of the Bismarck Sea. Lieutenant Bong shot down a Mitsubishi A6M0, which was highly regarded as a formidable fighter in combat. Overall, 8 transport ships were destroyed in a crushing defeat for Japan, making this moment a major victory for the Allies in the Pacific. One of the most memorable moments in Bong's combat career occurred on July 26, 1943. At that time, Lieutenant Bong spotted a formation of 20 Japanese planes over New Guinea. Bong led 10 P-38s in an attack on the formation, successfully shooting down 2 enemy planes. However, the battle heated up when 15 more Japanese planes arrived to provide support. Despite being outnumbered, Lieutenant Bong did not retreat. Instead, he chose to charge at the enemy formation, successfully shooting down 2 more planes. The 4 planes that Bong shot down were possibly Ki-43 Oscars and Ki-61 Tonys from the 68th Sentai. When the battle ended, Bong's team of 10 P-38s had successfully shot down a total of 11 enemy planes without losing a single one on their side. For his outstanding achievements, Bong was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross on October 20, 1943. After serving for about a year, he achieved 21 victories, beginning his journey to becoming the greatest pilot in the US military. He was then promoted to captain in August 1943. After achieving 21 confirmed kills, Captain Bong was given leave and spent his vacation at home in Wisconsin in December 1943. When he returned to the Pacific in mid-February 1944, he named his P-38 Marge, painting his new girlfriend's face on the nose of the plane. As a captain, Richard Bong was stationed in New Guinea at the 5th Air Force headquarters. Although his position did not require him to go directly to the battlefield, Bong still chose to continue flying his P-38 Lightning on various combat missions. On April 21, 1944, Bong achieved his 28th victory, surpassing Eddie Rickenbacker's record of 26 victories. For his extraordinary achievement, General Kenny promoted Bong to the rank of Major, and in early May 1944, he took advantage of Bong's new record to send him home for a publicity tour. For 3 months, Bong took leave and traveled around the United States, persuading civilians to buy bonds and generally support the war effort. Bong then returned to the Pacific on September 10th. Major Bong's final assignment began in September 1944 in New Guinea and the Philippines, where he assisted in operations to reclaim the Philippines from Japanese control. He was actually assigned as an artillery instructor, but insisted on being allowed to fly, and volunteered to fly an additional 30 combat missions in the Philippines and Borneo. Bong's final victory occurred on December 17, 1944, when he achieved his 40th victory. At this point, General Kenny decided that troop morale would be severely affected if Bong were to be killed in combat. So on December 27, 1944, Bong was relieved of combat duty to return to the United States. However, before returning to America, Major Bong was first awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor on December 12, 1944, by General Douglas MacArthur at Tacloban Airfield, Philippines. During his service in the Asia-Pacific, Bong had completed 146 combat missions and logged 400 hours of combat time. Despite being America's top pilot with 40 victories, General Kenny believed that Bong had actually achieved more than 40 victories, as there were many stories of Bong giving aerial victories to his wingman when he was the one who actually made the shot. Upon arriving in America, Bong married his girlfriend, Marge, on February 10, 1945. After their honeymoon in California, he worked at Wright Field as a test pilot, helping to develop the Lockheed P-80 Shooting Star. However, their marriage did not last long, as on August 6, 1945, Bong was tragically killed while testing the new fighter jet, the Lockheed P-80 Shooting Star. Reports stated that the main fuel pump for the turbojet engine failed, and although Bong attempted to bail out using a parachute, his altitude was too low for the parachute to fully deploy. Richard Bong ultimately died in the accident, ending the life of an extraordinary American aviation hero. The next day, the front page of the Los Angeles Times featured 2 news stories that shocked the United States. On the same day, Richard Ira Bong died. The United States dropped the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima. And that is the final story of America's ace pilot. Thank you for watching and see you next time.